It's no secret vaccine distribution has been messy.
Oh my God, hours on the phone, really, literally.
It's like hitting the lottery.
We don't have it as of now, and we don't know when we'll get it.
Okay.
At first, states struggled to administer the doses they received. It took weeks to tackle logistical issues and get vaccination sites up and running. But now there's a new bottleneck. All 50 states are reporting vaccine shortages.
Supply. We need more supply.
Our biggest problem is really simple. It's lack of vaccine.
Supply is the #1 issue.
So where are all the vaccines?
I can't tell you how much vaccine we have, and if I can't tell it to you, then I can't tell it to the governors, and I can't tell it to the state health officials.
We certainly, I guess, could have contracted a little bit more aggressively with the companies to get more doses, but right now, this is what we have.
Okay. Let's start with what we do know. The White House says Pfizer and Moderna agreed to deliver 200 million total doses by the end of March. But we've been vaccinating Americans for almost 2 months now, and only about 60 million doses have been distributed, not even a third of the way there. To get to the 200 million, the daily distribution rate would pretty much have to double what we've done so far. The Department of Health and Human Services says the speed of manufacturing is continuing to increase, and Moderna insists it's still on track to produce 100 million doses before the first quarter ends. Even Pfizer's CEO told Bloomberg News the company is ahead of the game.
In the U.S., we had promised to provide 100 million doses by the end of the first quarter, and we will be able to provide 120 right now.
But that's questionable. Pfizer doesn't release numbers on how many vaccines it ships. Neither does the federal government. The closest thing we have is what HHS says it allocates for them across the country. Those numbers haven't been going up significantly. Moderna, on that same measure, has been ramping up, but still isn't quite on track to get to 100 million.
It has been slower than we have expected.
Does it seem like the companies were unprepared given the scale that was expected for them to produce the vaccines?
We should keep in mind that this is an extraordinary accomplishment. If you asked us last January whether we would have working vaccines that were 95% effective by the end of the year, there is no way anyone would have taken that bet. I think the problem came in the fall when there were projections made on how much would be done.
We believe it is highly credible that we will have in the high tens of millions of doses of FDA gold standard vaccine by the end of this year, and many hundreds of millions of doses of vaccine as we go into next year.
We'll be able to distribute at least 100 million vaccine doses by the end of 2020.
And, you know, there's this old adage, you should always underpromise and overdeliver. And I think we lost sight of that a little bit. So I think what we need to do is step back a little bit and reset our expectations.
But besides expectations, there's another problem. It's next to impossible to track the promises of these two companies besides simply taking them at their word. We asked both companies if they could share more information on the amount of shots they're shipping every week. We also asked if they were open to us visiting their facilities. Unfortunately, we didn't hear back. We even tried reviewing the contracts Pfizer and Moderna signed with the U.S. government to see if they provided any info on deliveries. The initial commitment to provide 100 million doses is listed, but the due dates are redacted. And now, expectations are rising even higher. The Biden administration committing to purchase more vaccine.
We expect these additional 200 million doses to be delivered this summer.
The administration also promised a 3-week look ahead for allocation estimates instead of just 1 week. That hasn't happened yet. So, is this even a realistic goal given what we know about distribution and the pace that we've been going so far?
We've never had to make 1 billion or more doses of an RNA vaccine. So nobody had facilities. Both Moderna and Pfizer are ramping up their production. So we're going to see more and more vaccine produced every month. More vaccines are also coming online. So the J&J, AstraZeneca, Novichok, they're presenting to the FDA right now or soon. My hope is by summer, fall at the latest, we'll have immunized everybody in the U.S. who wants to be immunized.
At the current rate of administered shots, almost all American adults could be fully vaccinated by September. The infrastructure is in place. So, if manufacturing ramps up...
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.